to just be motivated toward repentance. That alone, his generosity, his goodness, his kindness, it should motivate you to get up right now. And by the way, this is the very first time that this boy, he does not look to himself for the solution. He looks to his father. That's what some scholars would call a regenerative heart. What Jesus described in the Sermon on the Mount when he says, blessed are those who are poor in spirit. Blessed are those who are spiritually bankrupt. Who, when you have those times when you go into your pockets financially and you dig way down deep and you don't even have any spiritual lint. Share. That's what spiritually bankrupt is. That's what poor in spirit is. Because you realize, you know what? I've got nothing to offer him. And now he's beginning to be able to look beyond himself and look back to his dad. And then he begins to come up with his apology. And he says, I'll say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. It's the beginning of repentance. Really repentance is stop doing what's wrong and start doing what's right. And so what he's deciding now is I'm not going to go my way. I'm going to turn back, on the way of this world. And I'm going to turn my back against the world. And I'm going to turn my face back to my Father. And he says, I've sinned against heaven and before you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. Not even that, not even your house servants, not even the servants that did the royal treatment. We're talking about hired day servants. Even they have it better off. And there's a lot going on here. But let me just ask you, have you ever been there? Where you had to rehearse your apology? Maybe to your dad, driving on your way home. Some of you know, right? Or your parent. Or maybe it's not your dad or your mom, but maybe it was a spouse. And you're driving on your way home, you're like, man, I sinned against you. I know you're rehearsing, and you're like, well, you know what? I better throw heaven in there too. I mean, that'll win some points, right? Now, you're trying to just work it out. And what's crazy is if you really dig into this kid, he doesn't really understand the reality of the gospel yet. And he's still pursuing the lust of the flesh. He's just really going from rebel to being religious. Because now he's thinking, I know what, maybe I can work out a contract with my dad. And I can bring some merit here, and I can at least be one of his hired servants. Yes, his direction and motivation is back to the Father, but he still doesn't have it all figured out yet. He's not exactly right. He's still misunderstanding, completely misunderstanding. He's thinking, I'll just be a hired servant. And the reason I want to be one of those hired servants is it's not because of relationship. Right? It's not that he wants a relationship with his father. He's just like, I can still get my needs met. I can still get myself, I can take care of me better than I can take care of myself here in the pig pen if I go back to the Father. He's completely misunderstanding.